YouTube channel. Thank you for sticking around. And till the time I get used to everything, you need to be little adjusting towards this awkwardness. And there has been a small upgrade on this. The room is tidy. I cannot upgrade my apartment yet because I live here. And yes, so let's talk about emotions today.
Yeah, people love listening to psychopathic stories. It's very boring, by the way.
And who are you supposed to be?
I'm you at 16. Getting the taste of your own medicine much? Remember the time when we called ourselves Ashley? Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. She was mean. She was angry. She was emotional. Oh my god, so much rage over there. And there has been a little upgrade in the most Ashwini fashion. I went ahead online and searched was the most pretentious mic you can ever get, and Starbucks showed up. So this is symbolic to my life, I guess. That's how it is. Anyway, so what's the connection between emotions and jewelry, you ask? Well, I kind of answered it in my previous video, but I still feel that jewelry is a way of storytelling, correct? So, however, whenever you feel an emotion, you feel a range, there's a physical form of representation of it, correct? Like when you feel like, oh my god, I'm really, really angry. So in most of the comic books or anything, you could observe like, wow, that's a very bad representation. But yeah, like angry lines are like going zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Whereas like a so smooth, softly flowing lines will more represent some things like love, like comfort, or like a warm hug. And when we talk about extreme rage or extreme sense of hatred, there's like crooked lines will show up. So these are like those basic elements that represents emotions in intangible form if you have to. Okay, story time. Have you ever felt infatuated in life? I'm not talking about liking. I'm not talking about talking stages. I'm not at all talking about love. I'm talking infatuation over here. So, you remember back, like, the first time you saw somebody and you were just like, oh my god, I'm really infatuated by them. Maybe in a healthy way, maybe in a not so healthy way. Maybe you just go back on Instagram, on Facebook, and stalk them and stalk their family, and then her aunt is in Austria and her sister is studying in England and he is studying design with you in the same yeah, I'm not a psycho. I'm not a psycho.
Yeah, but you're coming off as a psycho, you genius.
Yep, that is true. Well, I wrote a song about it. Well, long story short, I wrote a song about it.
Oh, look at Miss Fancy over here. Get the dice rolling, sis.
And because I don't have a great voice or a sense of, I mean, I do have a sense of music, but my voice suck. So we can call it a small poem. And it's called A Little Walk Down the Road. Basically, what happened was I was genuinely mesmerized with this boy in my class, and somehow I started texting him.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, well, the story is not about my infatuation. The story is about the piece of jewelry that we're going to talk about. So just shut up. Anyway, as I was saying, that it's so we took a little walk early in the morning, like 5 or 6 o'clock, and that was one of the best memories of my life. Whatever happened to that, it's irrelevant. Whatever happened back then is irrelevant because I think I was 17 or 18 at that point of time.
Your brain age seems to be the same, by the way.
Ha 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 ha. Shut up. Well, So it doesn't matter, but the point is not about how old I was or where the story leads, because it leads nowhere. I'm sitting in my room and making videos about it. So we know how that went. Um, yeah, but if I have to talk about it and say, so let's, I kind of wrote a song about it. I wrote the poem first and then came up with a melody. If time permits and if some of like really cool collaborators are ready to collaborate on a music song, video is too much. I think just an audio is okay at this point to kind of give it a tune, to kind of give it a good vibe. I'll see in future what I can do, because I'm kind of trying to make those musics, and I'm working on my vocals a lot because it needs a lot of exercising. But the point is, I wrote a poem, and let me read it out to you. It's called A Little Walk Down the Road. Wow, let me see how good are my reading skills now. All it took was a glance to my heart. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. All it took was a glance for my heart to skip many beats. I remember the autumn that gave me a new start, with all the texts that end up in Vagabond. And the city was waking up, but the two unknowns walked down the known road, far away from the crowd, lost in each other's talks, and I was looking for the sunrise in your eyes. Days passed, and the heart was beating faster. We were surrounded by a series of coincidental falls, and the night journey was covered hand in hand, where the city was waking up, but the two unknowns walked down the known road, far from the crowd, lost in each other's talks, and I was looking for the sunrise in your eyes. Thought you were one of a kind, but you took away your words and showed me your playfield. It looks like others had their treats, and I wasn't the only one to share your fake dreams, and all I remember is the devil's look in your eyes. All the broken trusts and nasty lies, but far, far, far away in my memory lane, the city was waking up. The two unknowns walked down the known roads, far away from the crowd, lost in each other's talks, and I was looking for the sunrise in your eyes. Well, that was a really short poem, but it gave me a really, really cool idea of sort of making this into a pendant, that you could wear around your neck. And what the pendant is, I'm going to show you. When you're feeling a strong emotion, when you're feeling like a sense of like your heart is beating, so you kind of sort of see a whole world in that person. So I've decided the pendant is going to be round with these soft lines that that sort of represents this first feeling of likingness towards somebody. You're just there. And I chose two base stones as onyx and mother of pearl. The onyx represents the dark night, that not dark night, but then basically the earlier morning, where it's like 4:30 in the morning, you're still texting, you're still up by that time, and it's kind of fun and excited. And mother of pearl represents the other part of the day, where you were walking in the city. Like I said, two unknowns walk down the known roads, far from the crowd. Yeah. So basically, I was looking for the sunrise in your eyes. So that mother of pearl is that really pastely nice sky that's there. So it's the two bays separated by the lines of infatuation, I may say. And the other thing is a form of a sunrise. That's just a thing, just 60-40 rule, divided the pendant in there. And I realized when all of these emotions, I do see it in warm colors. So I chose the color palette for the gemstones as orange, yellow and red. And basically the one kind of stone that it comes in all the colors, which is a semi-precious stone called citrine. It's a really beautiful stone, and we will actually talk about onyx, mother of pearl and citrine next, just to see what these represent, what are their representations in pop culture, and how these stones take up form in real life. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So let's talk about onyx a little bit. You know, onyx, great, yeah. Onyx is it's a silicate material. I'm not going to go too much into the sciences of it because we're not doing material sciences over here. But it comes in various colors. You have pink, you have white, you have beige, you have red. But the most popular one is black onyx, which literally people wear as a thin sheet. And yeah, it's associated with positivity, courage, and strength in lot of cultures, and it's also a form of comfort. So that's why I chose specifically to this story, like, what do I represent night with? I was going to go with a stone called lapis, which is dark blue in color, but I was like, no, I felt kind of like grounded, I felt comfort, I felt all of those things, right? So this is onyx we're talking about. The night could be black and dark, it could be the one way of representation of it. But when we talk about comfort, when we talk about the kind of courage that it took me to ask somebody out, so I think onyx is a good choice. Onyx is found basically in Russia, Australia, Madagascar, India, South Africa, Brazil, parts of USA, and Latin America. So these are the major places where onyx is sourced from, and yeah, that's a beautiful stone. So actually, I do have a small segment I'm gonna introduce that's gonna be like, show me your jewels. I'm gonna show you deep dive into, not so deep dive, actually mediocre dive into my collection of jewelry, and stick around for that. So today we're going to talk about onyx ring, the one that I have, and it's a really cute one. It's just a cute ring. That's the story behind it. An interesting story about onyx is that they say in Greek mythology, Cupid, the son of Venus, he accidentally struck her with his arrow, and her fingernail broke and fell down. And of course, divine things falling from heaven to this earth led to rain, and it led intense raining near Indus River, and that's how her nail fell into the river, and onyx was formed. That's just a little bit of Greek mythology behind it. I was going to do all the stones, but I realized it'll turn into a very, very, very boring lecture. So we'll do mother of pearl and citrine next. So this beautiful ring, the beautiful onyx ring, I call it as my ring of courage. It has onyx on top of it, and it's in 9 to 5 sterling silver. I have moved a lot of places in my life, and not trying to brag here, but this every time changing new countries, new cities, experiencing new cultures every 6 months kind of takes a toll on you. And this ring is a reminder, like I said, onyx also represents courage. So this ring is a reminder for me to always keep going forward. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you liked it. That was a little bit of short story of my life, a little bit of short story of onyx, and I hope you like the collection. I mean, this is 3 designs, but I'm calling it a little walk down the road collection. And yes, so what do you guys think? Should I make them into physical pieces in silver? I think that's a good idea, right? That's gonna happen. That's gonna be another vlog. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you learned something. And just stop being preachy, okay? Just stop. Enough, okay? Okay, I will not come out as preachy. I really, really hope you stay bejeweled in the best way possible, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. And if you want to see how I made a fool of myself in my first video, that would be linked somewhere here. Stick, and as the tradition goes, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.